Hello, 5th grade. Here we go, lesson 14.5. Please try your best to ignore my reflection in the computer screen. This is the most comfortable spot I found. And if you hear a loud noise in the video, please don't worry. It's not an earthquake. It's just the super strong wind outside. The whole morning I've been hearing the alarm of motorbikes going off and things blown off from roofs, I guess, and making loud noises. It's quite windy today. It's a good day for flying kites, though. Anyway, 14.5. Understanding and measuring volumes. Very easy to understand goals. The goals we have today is to understand volume and to learn how to measure volume. I don't have much for comparing volumes because I have faith in the intelligence of you guys. You are smart enough to know greater and lesser volumes. So understanding and measuring volumes. First of all, what is volume? The volume of an object is the amount of space it occupies. It's pretty easy, right? If you look around in your house, this is my living room. The air conditioner occupies more space than the water dispenser without a water bottle on it. And the TV occupies more space than the blue water cup, the blue mug next to it. So everything occupies some space. That is the volume of them. Every solid has a volume. So now you have understood what volume is. How to measure volume. To measure volume of a solid is basically to count the unit cubes in it. We've been using unit cubes to build solids, and we have practiced counting the unit cubes in solids. So if we can count unit, I kept being stopped by my phone because of the space in it. I don't have enough space. So let's just go on from where we stopped. So we have just talked about how to measure volume. We said that if we can count the unit cubes in everything, we can measure the volume of a solid. If you understand that, you can congratulate yourself because you're smart enough to graduate from 5th grade. However, we need to know a little better how to count the unit cubes. There is something we can learn in that. Well, for some solids like these, it is obvious enough. Like in this rectangular prism, it has 16 unit cubes. So the volume of it, we say, is 16 cubic units. There are 16 cubic units in it. And in this cube, we say there are 8 unit cubes. We say the volume of this cube is 8 cubic units. And in this solid, we say there are 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, there are 8. We say the volume of this solid is 8 cubic units. We can count the unit cubes in everything and find out how many cubic units it has. But just like we don't want to graduate 5th grade by counting fingers to do addition and subtraction, we don't want to finish this lesson by counting cubic units to measure the volumes. So we need to figure out a kind of formula, not for solids like these, but at least for prisms and cubes like this. So the formula of the volume of a cube. The formula is a much simpler way to count the number of unit cubes in a cube. So let's start with counting the unit cubes here. Look at the first layer. It has a few layers. In the first layer, look at this row. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 cubes, 4 unit cubes in the first row, in each row. And in the first layer, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So 4 rows in each layer. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 layers in this cube. Now we can count the number of unit cubes by doing some multiplication. Each layer it is a 4 by 4 square, so it has 4 times 4 cubic units. And since there are 4 layers, the whole cube has 4 times 4 times 4 number of cubic units. That's 64 cubic units. And from this, what we can refer is that here comes the formula of the volume of the cube. So pay attention. The volume of a cube is edge times edge times edge. Multiply the edge 3 times. Then you get the number of the unit cubes in the cube. And then you get the volume of this cube. Isn't that very cool, 5th graders? All right. This is cube. Now let's look at a rectangular prism. This rectangular prism, in the same way, we're going to count. There are 5 unit cubes in each row, and there are 3 rows in each layer, and there are 3 layers in the prism. So in the first row, in each layer there's 5 times 3 number of cubic units, because it is a 5 by 3 rectangle. And there are 3 layers, so there are 5 times 3 times 3 total number of cubic units, which is 4. So here we go. We have counted the total number of cubic units in this rectangular prism. Notice how 5 cubic units in each row, 5 in this row, is the length of the length. 3 rows in each layer, 3 rows, 3 is the length of the width. And 3 layers in the whole prism, 3 layers, is actually the height, the length of the height, which means 5 times 3 times 3 is length times width times height. So this is the formula of the volume of a rectangular prism. Very important. It's not too difficult though. I think we've learned the formula of area, an area of a rectangle, length times width, and the volume is length times width times height. So it's easy enough for you to understand. So you might be asking questions in your mind. Cubic units. If we use cubic units to measure the volume of everything, is that specific enough? Because cubic units can be any size, any length. In the homework that you did, you guys built solids using cubic unit cubes. Everyone used a different size of unit cubes. So we can't use cubic units and for everything, right? So now we need to look at different sizes of unit cubes. For this one, these unit cubes are of different sizes. For this one, this unit cube is 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. So we call a cube like this, the volume of a cube like this, we call it 1 cubic centimeter, or 1 cubic centimeter written like this. And this cube is 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch. This unit cube, we call it, the volume of it, we call it 1 cubic inch. So if a cube is 1 inch long, 1 inch wide, 1 inch high, the volume of it is 1 cubic inch, or 1 cubic inch written like this. Notice there's a dot, inches written in I and dot, not the other ones, not centimeters or feet, just inch. I don't know why. And a bigger cube like this is 1 foot long, 1 foot wide, and 1 foot high. A cube like this, we name the volume 1 cubic foot. The same way you can write FT and a 3 on top of it. And a cube that is 1 meter wide, 1 meter long, and 1 meter high is considered the volume of it is considered 1 cubic meter, or written like 1 cubic meter like this. These are some units of measurements for volume. Say it again. These are some units of measurements for volume. We've learned units of lengths like centimeter, meter, inch, feet. We've learned units of measures for area like square centimeters, square inch, square feet, square meter.